Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to OK So Hear Me Out. I'm your host, Bear. With me, as always, is the illustrious, the greatest, the most patient man behind the wheel you will ever meet.
Could be.
At least,
could be.
At least from the outside, you would seem that way.
Yeah.
Inside, though, angry black man card
like,
being pulled.
Like Tasmanian devil. Super duper panic or something like that.
Ladies and gentlemen, big O, CO, Big Circle. Welcome back, young man.
Man, it is good to be here.
Yes, sir. Yes,
Great
sir.
to be here. And
let's get to it. Another message from a listener.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Love that.
Someone wrote, I'm breaking up with my significant other because I feel like our relationship is only one-sided and we've become emotionally distant. I don't know. I feel like a big part that plays in this is the fact he's mentally unwell and that he was my best friend. And I can't let go of memories of how our relationship started. I don't know why I'm getting so worked up over me and him because I've never cared about breaking up with someone until now.
Huh.
Right.
Wow.
A little bit to digest on that. Breaking up with somebody because you feel like the relationship is only one-sided. I get that, you know.
Mm-hmm.
And that's a legitimate cause for somebody to want to break up. My only thing on that, though, and I'm going to touch on this a little bit more, but I'm going to go through the whole thing. But one thing on that, I just want to know is, like, did you talk?
I was thinking that, too.
Yeah, did you talk about it? Did you try to get somewhere to... Did you get somewhere to a point where it was just like, okay, kind of going back on the previous episode that we just spoke on, this is who I am. That's just who I am. Did it get to that? Is it at that point that that's just who this individual is?
Mm-hmm.
And that's the reason why nothing has changed. And that's the reason why you broke up. You're breaking up with that person. Then if that's the case, I fully get it. I fully understand that. But you got to talk to that person, But like I said, we can wrap about that a little bit here and a little bit more after this. But I don't know. I feel like a big part that plays in this is the fact that he's mentally unwell. So what are you? And not saying that it's your responsibility, because before you get into a relationship, you need to make sure that you are on the right mental state. For your own personal health, not
Sure.
even just for the health of another individual. But what did you do to try to help that person out? I hope you're not calling them out and be like, you've got mental problems. Throwing it back at them.
Stigmatized.
Yeah. I hope you're not weaponizing it and you're doing, that's the thing. And I'm not, and again, you know how we are. We're not trying to vilify or condemn or judge anybody who's sending these messages in. But I understand you wanted to break up with this individual, but did you communicate anything? Was there any communication going back and forth between the two of you? There's distance. You become emotionally distant. Did you talk and try to change things and try to make things better? If this person is having mental issues, whether it be anger issues or depression or anything of that nature or around that kind of ilk, what did you do to try to bring peace to that individual and try to help guide and navigate that person? Did you give them any patience, or were you patient with this individual and give them any type of time to get better and to evolve, to become a better person? And this is especially being the fact that this is somebody that you considered a best friend before y'all's romantic relationship. Y'all were best friends, so clearly there's some history there. And you talk about enjoying memories and can't let go of the memories of how the relationship started. So again, the honeymoon stage is a phenomenal stage, but you have a history, platonic history and romantic history. So I'm hoping that this isn't just an impatient, impulsive type thing that you just up and left just because things just weren't going in a way that you liked it. Did you consider the things that, hey, let's just keep it real. Maybe there was something that you were doing that was contributing to his or her quote unquote mental instability, or you might have been contributing to the distance romantically or emotionally that was coming between y'all. And you know, that just shows that you must have really cared for this person too, because in the end, you're talking about, you don't know why you're getting so worked up over the two of you, because you've never really cared about breaking up with somebody until now. So that means that there's meaning behind this relationship. So you want to make sure that you put in all the efforts necessary to make sure that you're not just walking away with regret.
So emotionally distant, man, that could be, I mean, that's one of those things I would like to request more information. That can be kind of loaded.
Yeah.
Because depending on
it could be very vague. It could be very, it could be very loaded too.
I see a lot of variance in what people think is emotional these days.
Yeah.
I'm not saying it's wrong to be here. I'm saying what I might think it is, this person might not think it is.
True.
And so, you know, if there's emotional distance, that is a problem. I can't tolerate that. I want, you know, emotional availability. Now we got distance, and that's an issue.
Yeah, I mean, that could be a thing of support that person might be needing.
Could be a bunch of things.
Yeah.
Him being mentally unwell, I mean, there are levels to that too.
Yeah.
There are people that are not tolerant of that at all, which is a tough place to be, because if you get with someone and they become mentally unwell and you're in something long term, you know, I know people that will say, I'm not here for that, and they will jump out the window. That I don't agree with.
Right.
Because once you get tied in, you should be tied in. But now, then on the other end of the spectrum, if emotionally unwell means there's abuse, there's lack of safety. Mm-hmm. You know, if that were someone, my loved one, I would say, well, now we'll figure it out. You need to make yourself physically distant if it's that, because then, you know, we don't want to see something escalate. But that said, I think you're getting so worked up because you're in, you know, you really like the person, or if you progress to love, that's why you're getting so worked up. So other breakups, it hadn't been so bad, but now you've got this kind of braided emotion, and now these braids are coming apart, and now you're like, wow, I really want them to be back together more than that's natural. Mm-hmm. You're gonna bump into somebody if you have a healthy dating life or an active one, and you're looking for long-term stuff. You're gonna get into a space where that's gonna happen. That breakup, you're gonna be like, man, I can't really get over that.
Yeah,
and you know, guys are taught to just move on. They don't do a very good job of that. They lie and say they do, but they don't. Humans don't.
Yeah, we lie about that.
So you know, it's sad, but that's just kind of what society. Now, you're supposed to be the one to move on, and the women are the ones that are emotional, which could be a whole show.
Oh my goodness,
I can go for 2 hours on that. But but the thing is, y'all were best friends before. That's different. Once you enter into an exclusive relationship, you got the infatuation phase that Bear just talked about. That's great at the beginning. And then you start learning things that only you can learn in an exclusive space. Mm-hmm. That might make it tough. Who knows what happens? The person might have been committed, and now they're not, and you're reaching for something that's no longer available. You have a right to feel like, man, I really want this to work, but you have a duty to yourself to never be involved with someone you can't leave. Never be involved with someone that takes you out of your space and your purpose. It is good. It'd be good if you're having a conversation. Don't talk at the problem. Say, hey, you know, this is what it is, and it's not sustainable for me. You know, I like you a lot, or I love you a lot, whatever it's going to be. And have that conversation. Like Bear said, did you really have the conversation? We're not assuming you didn't, but did you really? Sometimes people will actually say to me, I gave him hints, and I just followed. Yeah. And I'm like, yo, oh my goodness. Did you say something? Well, if I say something, he's going to be on 10. Or if I say something, it's going to be, I'm like, but if you don't say anything, you don't get any answers. And so the stuff you're talking about that's legit, you don't get any answers. So that said, I guess my thing is, if emotional, by emotional, you mean it was one thing and now it's not, and it's something that you really must have. It's okay. You got standards, stuff you want to have. And it's reasonable, yeah. You say, look, I want that emotional piece. And then, I would scratch the we were best friends stuff. I don't think that's going to help you now. You're not best friends anymore by yourself. You were best friends, and maybe you still are, but now you're romantically involved. That's different.
Yeah.
And then the mental piece, mental health piece. Number one, that needs to be something that I've heard people say, well, I think she's got mental health problems. Like, really? Yeah, it just seemed like that to me. I was like, you don't know what you're talking about. Maybe it's just she's unhappy.
Yeah.
Make sure it is that. And then if it is that, start finding the coping mechanisms inside the relationship and then get help outside of it, not by putting your business out there. But, just get online and say, hey, man, my significant other, my partner is dealing with this. How am I to be more supportive? Because if we break up, I really don't want to be broken up. And that's what I feel about that. The commending part, I guess I kind of always commend when people send us stuff. The commending part, I would say, is you seem to be very much even keeled with this. You're not pointing at him. You're kind of like, why do I feel like this? Why?
Right.
By the way, he's there. I think that means you're close.
Yeah.
Because usually people would just point and they say, if he would do this, he would do this, he would do this, I'd be okay.
Right.
But she's saying, well, I don't know if I know how to deal with this. Man, we were best friends. I want to be best friends again. You got your wish list. Mm-hmm. It's not a whiny wish list.
Right.
I hadn't heard her say anything about money. That's refreshing.
Yeah.
So I said her. Whoever.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. So that's where I'm at with that. And I think I'll end it there. But that's my first blush on that. I would say that. It sounds like it's worth the squeeze. Try to keep pushing and see. But now, again, safety is everything. And if he's checked completely out, that's not your fault. You're just going to have to hurt a little bit, get yourself a break, and then move on to, who's really for you on that.
And that's what kind of like I mentioned that a little bit earlier. I mean, if you've put the effort in to at least talk it out, try to figure it out. But if they come with you with the whole, oh, that's just who I am type mentality, or I'm just not changing,
red flag.
Or that's a red flag. Or if it's like
don't date Paul Medina.
I don't know. Flipping it on you, talking about. I'm seeing that you're dealing with this. How can I help you? Well, maybe if it wasn't because of you doing this, that, and the third, I'm like, wait, hold on, man. Ain't nobody trying to get defensive here. Ain't no need to get defensive. I'm bringing something up to you that's been concerning to me because I want us to work it out. Mm-hmm. If we can work it out, then let's work it out. Stop throwing bars at me just because you're getting defensive. This ain't nothing personal. If it was personal, I'd have changed the locks and have you walking outside figuring out what the heck is going on.
I'm invested.
I'm invested.
Right.
I'm invested.
Let's get to it. Let's try to work on this. Mm-hmm. Let's try to do something about it. So, yeah, like you said, commendable to you because clearly this is eating at you in some type of fashion. Not only just because of your previous, because of the fact that you had this previous friendship, this previous relationship with this person. And you have this great relationship. Like you said, the relationship started off great because you have such great memories about how it started. Right.
And you want to keep that. You like that. I mean, everybody wants that. Everybody wants that romance. If you don't want that romance, that's fine if you don't want it. Personally, I love that romance. I love that romantic side about the beginning of a relationship. And sometimes that stuff fades. Yes, because we're humans. We grow. We change. I'm not going to say evolve because I hate when people use evolve over everything because change does not mean evolving. Change could also be a devolve. So change just for the sake of change does not mean evolution. So yes, things change, but that doesn't mean everything has to be changed for the worse. That means you have another opportunity to find something to build on. So now it's exciting because it's like, oh, I got a new location to go to. I have a new person to meet, a new person to learn and understand and to love. So yeah, that's what I used to love about That's what I love about relationships. I say used to less as if I don't love them anymore. No, but that's what I love about relationships, man. Not even just my own, but even just, whenever I see friends who are in good relationships like you and Alicia, man. I mean, I love y'all's relationship. Just the fact that everything that y'all have changed, man. Y'all are not the same couple that I met back in 2008. Y'all are not the same couple as y'all were when you had Cam. Mm-mm. Y'all changed when y'all had number 2, and y'all changed when y'all had number 3. Mm-hmm. Y'all change in every level. Y'all change when there's been losses, personal losses, like a family members or something like that. Y'all change when certain storms came through, and leveled some areas and made things difficult. Y'all change when there were career changes and things of that nature. So there was always change. But the thing is, it always came back. It always came back to 1 and 2.
Well,
That's the thing right there, and that's the thing I love. Whenever I see people who are fit to work it and get there, it's a phenomenal thing. So I'm going on a little bit of a tangent. I digress. Just bear with me. But yeah, I think it's very healthy that this person reaches out and lets everybody know that, hey, I don't want it to just end, because there's history there and there's actual love there. And this is, I don't know why I'm feeling this way. I'm getting all worked up over me and him. Okay. So I don't know why I'm getting so worked up over me and him. Yeah, because there's love. That's the reason why you're getting worked up over it. So it's a good thing.
Yeah.
It's a good thing. Accept that.
This ain't no Netflix movie, man.
No.
When you live this stuff, it almost sounds like Major Payne. It make me feel all funny. Like it's supposed to feel like that. So you don't have to be like, why do I feel this way? You're supposed to feel that way.
Major Payne, that was Damon Wayans, right? Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Couldn't remember. I knew it was one of those Wayans brothers. I couldn't remember if it was Damon or Keenan Ivory.
They are.
Oh no, Keenan Ivory was Low Down Dirty Shame.
Yeah.
Yep.
Shout out to him. That family is awesome, by the way. And one of the things I will say, I don't want to belabor this because I don't want anybody to get, tuned out, but you're going to need to change.
Yeah.
When you get into a committed relationship. That goes for this couple right here, the person that's discussing and the person that's being discussed on this right here.
Yeah.
And that goes for anybody else.
Yeah.
It's not being told enough, but when you get to that, you need to change and change for the better. So wherever you are, you're like, this person's great. Change for the better as time goes by. I don't want to use the evolution you said, but as time goes by, you got to be able to say, okay, I'm going to fix that. I'm going to fix this, fix that. And it's just this leveling up. It's like levels like I've been looking at video game videos lately. Donkey Kong, you go up, and you go up, and you go up, and you go up. And as you go up, you're changing for the better. And you should do that to help combat them dark times where you can't stand each other, where it's not working out. Like you said, those problems are common.
Yeah.
So you're not in a place where you've got a romantic disease. I think you're in a place where you're like, I didn't see this coming. And it comes at you fast.
Yeah.
So you're probably just reeling a little bit, but I think you'll come out on top.
Yeah.
I'll stop right there.
I like that.
What else going on, man?
The thing that gets under my skin, the thing that you say that gives me the ick.
Oh, you got some Plex.
Yeah. I got you on this one though, man. I know you're gonna feel this one. We're family. We all we got.
Yeah. All right. I'm with it, and then I'm not.
Right.
Because if we're not really, then we're not really. I hear that a lot. We're family, we all we got. And I'm like, wow, you treat this person like dirt currently. And if you're all that they have, God bless them, because that's going to be tough. It makes an assumptive sort of gesture towards we're family, therefore there's some excuses that can be made for behavior,
right,
based on DNA and
right.
You're on the tree with me, and that I don't have anything for.
I can treat you however I want to treat you. You still got to come back and be there for me.
I've got a zero tolerance for that. You're not.
No.
And because one, it's wrong, but two, it make me wonder why you doing me like that. You probably wouldn't do one of your friends like that. So why do you do that to me? And then it's the repetitive behavior a lot of times. It's like, man, this is your 8th strike.
Right.
So like the expectations that I'm supposed to do what? I've had situations where I've had I got a lot of aunts and uncles. We got the traditional family thing going on where these folks my parents' age. They were just like, the more the merrier with these kids.
Yeah.
I was like, man, I won't be doing that. There's some things that y'all do that I love that I wish I could emulate and even imitate, but I won't be doing that.
Right.
I've already made my contribution, and I'm going to tell you that chapter. Yeah, you can send that to the editor. but it's like, I've had a family member say, man, you need to make that right. And I was like, I don't think I can, because, they'll say, well, it's, we all we got. And I've heard, and I've got friends that have had some serious things happening, more serious than what I was just thinking about, sexual abuse and things like that. And people say to them, you only have one mother, or you have one father. And that's a derivative of that.
Yeah.
And I'm like, no. Now, there have been times when I said, I'm like, we all we got, when I got somebody around me that's down and I'm able to help. And they were just like, they felt very prideful. I didn't want to ask for help. I was like, but I'm glad you did. So why'd you do that for me? That was a really huge thing and a sacrifice. I'm like, it was, but, basically the sentiment was, we all we got.
Right.
That's when it's cool.
Right.
When it's an excuse for behavior.
Yeah.
And you're out here acting like a jackal.
Yeah. Yeah.
I
know what you really want to say.
I was going to say something else.
I know what you really want to say.
And then I was going to break policy around here. So I had to lean back and, eat that and then come with the other joint. But nah, man. But what do you think about that? That's how I feel. I'm on the fence on one side, but on the other side, I'm like,
and my thing is,
throw that one out.
My thing on that is, and I fully understand exactly where you're coming from on this. And it goes to my whole, if you're not trying to help yourself, what makes you think I'm going to have to break my back to help you? So if you're not doing anything to better yourself, if you're not doing anything to make change, the positive change that needs to be done, I'm not going to break the bank to help you out and also when you're throwing barbs at me. When you're coming to slash my tires and you're mad at me because I can't give you a ride. Mm-hmm. You're mad at me for not being able to help you out by giving you money. But at the same time, you see I'm struggling trying to, keep food on the table for my family and keep a roof over our house. And you're out there not trying to improve your life in any way. You're out there like, I need some money to I don't know, buy a car. But whenever you get any little bit of change in your pocket, you're going out to the clubs.
Oh, that's tough.
Yeah. So, I mean, it's one of those like, I can't be there for you if you're not going to be there for yourself. And I'm definitely not going to be there for you when you can't even just give me common decency. Family, we all we got. If that's the case, you should be treating me better than you treat anybody else in this world.
Since we're family
and we're all we got.
All we've got. So.
If that's the case, if all you got are these full of precious jewels, what are you going to do? You're going to treasure them. You're going to keep them safe. You're going to lock them up into a safe so that nobody else can corrupt them or get to them or take them away from you. That's what you do with precious jewels. Family, if you saying family, all we got, why don't you treat your family like those precious jewels?
It's interesting you say that. I remember when I was growing up, I was working, kind of one of these things, you come along, work, pay you whatever. Mm-hmm. Shout out to child labor laws. So at the time, I was like, this is awesome. Now I'm looking back, I'm like, wow.
They got away with a lot.
Yeah, I'm just kidding, man. And I remember there was this family we would go do work for. And I'm young, but I'm not crazy, so I see things in the house.
Right.
And being mindful of time, I'll be quick with this. But, there were two ladies in there, full grown. And there was the owner of the house. I don't know if he was an uncle or a father or something like that. So it's three people living there, three grown people. They lived together. And the ladies were just always on some. I mean, I remember one actually bragging and said, man, I hadn't worked since this time. And I did the math. That person was in their early 50s. But this would have been probably their junior year of high school. And they ain't had a job since then. Now, what they're doing is they're staying there and they got expectations that things will be taken care of by the person who owns the house. And now they're starting to complain because he has been saying, you got to do more. And their answer was, and they would say this stuff while we were in there, they would have these arguments. So it was just dysfunctional because we weren't there, but maybe twice a year just doing handyman stuff.
Good grief.
And they would say, I'm your family and blah, 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 blah. And this person would give into that. And, it's like, man, look, we're a family and you just need to help us. They would double team this guy. I could hear this stuff while I'm cutting 2x4s. I'm like, this is crazy. So, but that had been going on at least, if that person was 50 something, that was like, almost 40 years, 30 something years of this. And I just remember thinking when I was young, that's ridiculous. Yeah. But now that I'm older, I'm like, the reason why it's bad is because why don't
they enabled that?
Yeah. Why don't you go over there and say, no, look, this stops now. And they can get mad. They can get sad. I'm not in the space where I'm really wanting people to get mad and sad. I understand that's a big thing. That's why the word petty got to be so big, because a lot of people love to see you squirm. Yeah. They're not really trying to do something right. They just love to see you not feel great. That's sad. That's another thing. But yeah, I remember seeing that. And I know a current situation like that. A friend of mine, his son is on that. And he's just basically like, yo, man, you got to help me do this. And he's like, I ain't help, but I'm doing everything. And you got an attitude about everything. And then everything I do is wrong. And then word comes back to me like, man, they're saying bad stuff going on in your house. Boy. So he's talking outside the house, talking bad about this person. And I'm like, man, he said, he asked me, he said, what do you think I should do about that? So I had
disrespect.
Yeah, that was disrespectful, man. And same situation. I don't want to work. I don't want to do it. I'm working on something. I don't want to work for anybody. I'm working on something. And it's like, that's been a long time. And I think, you should be a point where you're not an enabler, but you should be a person that says, all right, enough is enough. Enough is enough. I myself am going to pull myself up and try to do something different. And they use that sentiment saying, you should do this for me because we have this tie that will always be there and we're all we got. So anyway, that's enough on that for me.
Just because we share blood relation, that does not mean anything. Not even blood relation. Some people just share, marital license relation. Like, that doesn't mean anything.
Doesn't mean anything.
I don't care if you're an in-law. I don't care if you're blood related. I don't care if we're siblings or cousins or auntie and uncle, whatever you have it, whatever you are.
Listen.
It means nothing to me if you are like, and I've preached on this many times before, if you are disrupting my peace.
You may not do that.
If you are disrupting my peace, if you are bringing harm mentally, physically, emotionally, spiritually, financially, in any of those 5 aspects, it's not happening. It ain't happening. So yeah, that whole we family, we all we got. Like I said, I have other people who I am as far away from being related to as you can possibly imagine, that I consider family more than some of my blood relatives. Like I said, I look at you as family sometimes. I look at guy that I grew up with. I've known him since 7th grade. I look at him. He's family to me. My best friend.
You talked about him last episode.
Yeah. I look at him. He's kind of like family to me as well. So, it's just like you've got people out there. Like I said, family can be anybody that you have that close bond to, that in the heat of things, they're going to be right there for you. As far as relationship is concerned, hey, we grew up together. I feel for you, things of that nature. But again, if you're not trying to help yourself, what makes you think I'm going to hurt myself to try to help you out more than what you're trying to do for yourself? That's not happening.
That doesn't. If you just listen to what's going on in your life, if you just sit in the mirror and say it out loud, you're like, wow, that's not where I'm supposed to be. Or if you're the perpetrator, you should be like, I need to cut that out.
Yeah,
the expectation.
There needs to be a level of accountability here. There needs to be some level of accountability.
Man, do you know I got one of the best memes. I saw it was a cave and it was this bunch of green crystals. It turned out it was kryptonite. and it had a superhero with an S, and the green crystals all had accountability written on them, and it was breaking down. It was breaking down.
Wow.
It was on a dating show, and it had this lady that was on there talking about, look, if you want to come up and discuss the possibility of getting my phone number, getting my Instagram, having a first date, understand that you need to be making $30,000 a month minimum to do that. And she said that. And so the guy was like, okay, there are guys out there that do that. So fine. What do you bring to the table? So she said, I'm supportive and I do this and I'm going to take care of my man, all this stuff. Nothing tangible, just I'm going to be a human. That's basically what it is.
So she wants him to bring home $30K, but she doesn't want to discuss what she's bringing home currently.
Well, she said, I'm going to take care of my man. So that's her answer.
Okay.
Minimum $30K.
Okay.
For those of y'all out there, that's, you do the math on that over 12 months. And I mean, if you do that and then you look at what the average person makes,
right?
That's the index.
Right.
It's not that you can't make $300K. Plenty of people do.
Right.
I'm just saying and she said that. And so the guy was like, man, and he put that up on the screen. And it's like accountability. And the reason he got there is because he said, well, why don't you I need somebody that can be able to do things with me. Because if you don't have that, we can't do what we do. And he was like, do you make that kind of money? And she's like, that's irrelevant. And I was like, whoa. He's like, well, you should be in a place where you're building something together. I'm not saying don't head towards making a hefty sum of money. That's cool. I think if that's something that you can do in your space. But then there are people whose station in life don't have that many US dollars attached to it. And she did not want to hear that.
That's
he put that meme up there and it showed accountability as her weakness. Is basically what the meme said.
Right.
She lost it.
Right.
Because she said, basically saying, how dare you say I'm not accountable? I just want, a person to give me what I want, and I want, this closeness. And that's outside of the family thing, but it's a we all we got. But it's not really, because it's only we all we got as long as I'm getting what I want.
What that is conditional love. And that's not even love. That's just conditional.
It's just conditional.
That's just conditional relationship.
Yeah, it's getting so old. We really do have to do that show.
Yeah.
And discuss that and all that. But it's getting so old. But that meme, it pissed her off. Royally? Yes.
Deservedly.
Yeah. He was like, and he wasn't nasty. He wasn't yelling.
Yeah.
I'm talking louder than he was. But he was like, hey, man, what are you going to do for a guy that's going to do that? And the guy that's making that is probably going to be making $1 million pretty soon a year and maybe more. So what do you bring to the table?
I'm telling you this, too. A guy who's making that and she's not making that, I'm betting you any kind of money, he's going to be like, okay, we can get married, but I'm going to need you to sign this prenup.
Oh, man.
And I bet you another thing, too. She's going to lose it on that.
Oh, man, I ain't thinking about that.
That's like I said, that's kind of like the comparison of women want their men to be 6 foot or taller, but they have a problem when a man wants a skinny woman. Or a fit woman. Like, well, if you can't be mad if he has a type and you have a type. Your type is 6 feet or taller. No, it's not even 6 foot or taller now. And this isn't just a thing on just women. This is not. This is just, these certain individuals who will say, my man has to be 6'3" or taller.
That's nuts.
If he's 6'2", he's too short.
That's
now,
nuts.
mind you, she ain't but 5'5".
Right.
Okay. And she's probably 5'5" and weighs as much as a man whose BMI is on point and is 6'3", and she ain't but 5'5".
Man,
obese.
I want to be protected.
But yeah, exactly. But get mad because you body shaming. Isn't that the same thing that you're doing?
It is. It's standards on your side. Yeah, shame on ours.
It's shame. You can't have both worlds. But anyway, I digress. Let's get to the next point.
What you got?
I got a question for you, man.
Come on with it.
Is chivalry really dead?
Huh? No. Thanks for coming to my TED Talk. That one, I didn't know that was coming.
Short and sweet.
I didn't know that was coming, but I thought about that. It's not.
It's not.
It's not. Well, and I can hear y'all, even though you're not coming through, I can hear you. Well, my person is dead with them, or in my experience, it's dead with them. And I'm like, no. You know, one of the weird things that I found out, I guess the last 15 years, is some people don't even appreciate it. Some ladies. Let me be specific. Don't appreciate that. Why do you feel like you need to do that for me? And I'm like, that's a harmless gesture. And it can be a gesture. It can also be a personality, a lifestyle that person is in. They're engaged in that. So, no, my answer is no. Being mindful of time. It's not. And my answer also is, if you're not experiencing it, you can teach people how to treat you. Yeah. If that is something, just like you want somebody that's 6'12", you can also go to them and say, hey, you know, I expect that. And that person should be able to tell you, no, I'm not going to do that. You open your own door. You do whatever it is, you know, you do that. Yep. And I'm not going to have those inputs and make them outputs in my personality. But I know a lot of people that are on top of that. Yeah. And they're not 80 years old. Right. And some of them are very young. And some of them, you know, they're with us. No, I think it's not. But what do you think? I don't think it's dead.
It's not dead. It's just rare. It's like common sense. Common sense isn't dead. It's just rare. Chivalry, holding the door open for a woman. Now, the part of chivalry that is dead that I don't see anymore and it's mainly just because of the fact that you don't see guys dressed like this anymore. Guys don't wear suits, so you don't get to see them actually pulling their blazer off and throwing it over a muddy puddle to make sure the woman walks over the puddle without getting her feet.
I'm raising my hand. Yes, y'all can't see.
Yes, sir.
I ain't doing that. Man, first off, to find a jacket that can fit my sleeve length, holla. So chivalry is dead on that part.
That
on this
part,
I ain't putting my 38 inch.
Bro, my shoulders. I can't buy off rack. I have to if I buy off rack, I have to buy oversized and get it tailored. So I'm not getting a tailored suit.
Was that really a thing? No,
that was really a thing.
People used to do that.
People used to do that.
So here's the thing.
That's back in my grandpa's era. You know, I'm talking about early 1900s and like basically 100 years ago and before.
Do you know how a puddle works? And I'm saying this to you and everybody. A puddle is a mini crater full of water, full of liquid, right?
Water and mud.
When you put the jacket over it, where's the jacket gonna go? When the ladies, it's gonna go down in the water.
But their shoes, their feet not gonna get wet.
Yes, they are, man.
No, it ain't.
Yes, they are. That's water, sir. It's going to. Boy, look, let's go get your jacket. Put it out there. Yes, it is, sir. That's water. That's a hole. It's gonna go down. That heel, you better not be wearing it. It's gonna get that shoe wet. It is. You understand that? That's not plywood. It's gonna get wet. What are y'all talking about? So I always thought that was just something for the cartoons because it doesn't make sense.
Nah, my God,
the jacket's
that was
gonna
a
be
legit thing.
You're gonna ruin your shoe if you step into a puddle. Here's the other thing: are we in the Temple of Doom? Can we not walk around the puddle? I mean, already, carry me over the puddle. All right, that's weird. I could do that. But are we in valet? I mean, where are we? Are we in a parking garage? Where are we where we can't say, oh, we're people with common sense, 2 steps to the right, and we are free of that obstacle, and we didn't get voted off the island. Now, look, that's crazy, sir. And I disagree. You ruin your shoes even if I put my jacket down there. Now back to your regular scheduled analysis, sir.
How dare you, sir?
Listen, man.
How dare
I ain't doing that. There's one.
Bro, hold on. Before you continue with your tangent.
No, I'm not gonna go no more. I'm cool.
You good? Because I'm the same way. I'm not, like I said, I'm not putting my jacket out there. Like you said, we got plenty of space. I don't know what the spacing was back then. I don't know if it was because of the fact that it was, we're talking about horse-drawn carriages back in the day. This is
on Earth, sir.
Bro, you ain't telling me nothing. But again, I can't see myself doing it. But I get it. Listen. Now, in regards to chivalry, like holding the door open.
I'm on it.
Walking on the street side of the sidewalk.
Yes.
Allowing for, hey, you want the last bite? You know, allowing for her to have the last.
Hold on. Pause. That's one of them?
Yeah.
Oh, man.
Last slice of pizza.
Oh, man.
Last couple of fries in the basket.
Oh, man.
Oh, dang.
Oh, no.
Uh-oh.
Well, I mean, I'm thinking it through. Yeah, I guess I do that.
Yeah.
Yeah. Maybe. Sometimes. Say in Spanish. Un poco. A little bit. Anyway, go on. Yeah. I don't like this list, but I need to hear this. Go on.
It's just stuff off the top of my head. Those are just the same things. Those are just the things off the top of my head.
I didn't know that was a thing.
Yeah. But those are the things. I still do that. I teach my son to do that. In fact, honestly, I don't even have to really teach him to do that because some of that stuff is just automatic for him. You know, and I love that. So,
I did do that with the mozzarella sticks like 2 weeks ago.
There you go. See?
Those are mozzarella sticks. And to know me is to know, man, that's some growth, boy. Because they had the Parmesan with the green stuff on it.
Oh, shaved Parm?
Yes.
Oh, nice.
And whoever made the sauce,
the marinara,
is a professional. Yeah, it was dark. It wasn't too runny. So they put some time into that. And so when you get down, and they always give you an uneven number.
Ladies and gentlemen, Cooking with CO.
Yeah. We that's the new show. They put the green stuff, the basil or oregano, whatever it is. And I'm like, all right.
Probably oregano.
And I was like, okay, that last one. I said, hey, you want that?
Parsley, I mean.
Like,
probably
no,
parsley.
I don't want that. Yeah, parsley, right. Parsley. No, I don't want it. And I did offer that. But, 30 seconds later, it was over. Yeah. That was gone.
Yeah.
So, I asked the question.
There you go.
And she said, no, that mozzarella stick died a horrible death. It was quick, but it died. So I did do that. Subconsciously, I guess I did.
There you go.
I had to think for a second. I was like, man, I don't think I passed that test. I'm going to have to go repeat that grade. Maybe not. I mean, I will say this. You can't just reach in my plate and grab something. Now that you will lose digits over. That's a Southern thing. And I asked you, did you want something?
That is a problem.
That's a problem.
That is a problem
that's on the list.
Unless we already have an agreement. We already have an establishment.
Yep.
Then that is a problem. If you're just going to reach over and just grab my...
Don't do that. I just got that.
I hadn't even had a chance to eat my fries yet.
And look where we are. My jacket is ruined. I was hungry. That's why we're here.
Didn't I ask you if you wanted some fries? And you said no.
I did.
You said no. I'll just get the salad.
Right.
I get the salad with the chicken.
And the bread with the crust cut off.
Yeah.
You gonna do that?
You got that. I got you.
I would like the entire left side of the menu. And I'm gonna eat that. Are you cool? Yeah.
Cool.
And then it gets here.
Oh, that look good. Fork.
Like, how did you do that? And why did you? So I'll say something. I was like, don't do that.
Don't do it.
I will go down one octave. Yeah, don't do that. So if that's on the list, the jacket, you can forget about it. I remember hearing that when I was younger, and I was like, that's ridiculous. And, let's go around the puddle. Me and you. Because chances are, if you fly, I might be fly today, too. I don't want to ruin my shoes. And the size of the shoes I get, I don't need to ruin any shoes. I need them because they're hard to find. So those are two. Man, but I think chivalry is here. And I think it's more common. I disagree. I think it's more common. I do think it's very common.
I think it's, and I might, I don't know.
I don't think it's rampant.
I think it's rare. I think it's still rare. But I think I know where you're coming from with that. I think it's common by the fact that there are guys out there who definitely want to act in chivalry. But there are individuals who, there are women out there who, let's just keep it a buck. This whole feminist movement is killing the game. So it's been overdone. It's overplayed. They've missed the mark. They overshot the zone. And there are women out there who are thinking that they're active feminists. And they're saying that I don't need you to do this for me. That's not what this is about. This is not them saying that you're too weak to open the door. This is not them saying, you are too incompetent to get into the car yourself and close the car door yourself. This is not them saying that you're not capable of filling up your own gas tank when we're both at the gas station. You sit in the car and be pretty. That's not what any man is saying when they're trying to do for you in a manner that is just helpful and chivalrous. What it is just showing I have a respect for you. I have a level for you that not a lot of other people might have. And even if they do have it, I'm going to show out more than anybody else would.
What's wrong with that?
What is wrong with that? What is wrong with me holding the door for you? It's not a way of being disrespectful towards you. If anything, it's the exact opposite. It's giving you all the respect.
Yeah, well,
you don't have to lift a finger around.
Well, sidebar, fellas. I mean, you can't be a monster outside of that. I mean, if that's all you got, that's a problem.
Okay, yeah.
Now back to the regular scheduled program. Yeah. I see dudes that are really good at that. Yeah. And then they turn it to a Tyler Perry movie at home. I was like, what happened? she gonna throw some grits on you, man. Like, calm down.
I'm telling you, you don't want to. Who was that got the grits thrown in his face?
Blair Underwood. Oh, are you talking in real life?
Yeah, real life.
Oh, now Al Green got hit in the back.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't remember what he did, but
somebody got a frying pan or some boiling grease.
That was Al Green.
That was Al Green.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. He came home.
What happened to Marvin?
Marvin Gaye?
Yeah.
I don't think he got anything domestic like that. His old man was just tripping in.
Okay,
He shot him. But
that's what
if you ever get some in-depth stuff on him, and I recommend it to anybody that just want to know, but man, you need to be prepared. I don't even know if I can put that on the pod, some of that stuff I saw. Ooh. But man, look. Man, be about that. Now, and surprise your lady. And my thing is, and I just kind of, when I was single, I was like, man, I'm going to go out, and I don't say it out loud. I don't think I've ever told anybody this, but like, I'm just going to go show this woman off.
Woo!
Right? So that's what I'm going to do. I don't have $1 million, but I can make her feel like $1 million.
I know that's right.
So I was like, I'm going to try to show her off. Sometimes it didn't work. and obviously, it clearly didn't work until I got married. So all those other times, it actually did work out.
Right.
Or it didn't sustainably work out. But that was my thinking, man. I'd be in the mirror like Sleepy Brown. Getting ready to go out. And I was like, man, just show her off. So if she's introverted, show her off in a comfortable way.
I can't
and
wait.
if she's, I would play that and Coffee Brown after party.
Yeah.
When I get ready. Those are two of my smooth anthems. So I thought I was Sleepy Brown for like 3.5 years. I wasn't, but I thought I was. And I was like, just go show her off, man. If she's introverted, show her off in a safe way. Yeah. And she can like, and if she's extroverted, do that.
Right.
And that worked a lot of times. It made these things work out better. And that meant do some of these things. And I actually been told, man, you do what older people do. I was like, no, this is just what people do.
It's just what people do.
Yeah, man.
Definitely.
Yeah.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, it's been real. I greatly appreciate y'all tapping in. Thank you for listening to the People's Podcast.
Appreciate it.
Appreciate you sharing and liking and following us on Instagram and on TikTok. Thank you for listening to us on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, YouTube, and all the other streaming platforms that we're on right now.
Y'all awesome, man.
Yeah. Please continue to reach out and hit us up. Thank you once again. Peace, love, prayers, and as always, make a great day.